Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's Tuesday Talk. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Ben Pulowski. I am part of GeoTab's Learning Center. In just a moment, we're going to pass things over to Cameron Johnson, who's one of my fellow trainers, and today we are going to be doing a walkthrough of MyAdmin. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Cameron Johnson for a walkthrough of MyAdmin. Take it away, Cameron.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben. Hello, everyone. I'm Cameron Johnson. Today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of MyAdmin. I am currently logged in with a staff account, so there may be a few things that you're going to see on the screen that you don't see on yours. Also note that we are always updating MyAdmin, and where the buttons are and how the program functions may change with a future update. Of course, as Ben said, if you have any questions, feel free to send them over in chat. We will be getting to them by the end of the webinar. Start things off, we're going to go over the dashboard here. Just right here on the left-hand side, the low database utilization is a great place to start for any new users. This is based off GPS points and logins, where you're going to see how your customers are utilizing the platform and the ones that may not be utilizing it to its full potential. So if you see any customers here, it's probably a good place to reach out to them and good place for you to target. Moving on. We have new activations and order history. This is going to give you a snapshot of what's going on within your own company with the new activations of certain devices, order history, whether it's this year or last year's information. Back up to the top here, you're going to have active alerts. Active alerts are going to be important alerts and general notices that we as GeoTab want you to be aware of. We also have a tab here for pilot requests if you would like to apply for a pilot concession. Next to that is active events, and these are going to be like what you're seeing today, the Tuesday Talk, Wildcard Wednesdays. Tuesday Talks are for resellers, and Wildcard Wednesdays are for customers and resellers. And that would be the dashboard. To start things off, we're going to go up here to the top left-hand side, the short stack pancake menu option, and we're going to jump right into orders. A few things have been moved around here, and don't be concerned, we're going to go through a few of these items and we're going to talk about some of these later on. To jump into orders, we're going to jump into a new order here. Once this populates, what you're going to see is you're going to have a few options here on the left-hand side. Starting things off, you have like your recently purchased products, our most popular products, things like our Go kits and Go devices, from IOX harnesses, hardware, accessories, and something to note is down here at the bottom, we do have a product search feature if you know exactly what you're looking for. When ordering a product, you just hover the mouse over the item and it's going to give you the full purchase price in Canadian dollars. To add an item, you simply click on More Info. This will pop up another window for you to add the quantities that you'd like to order. We're going to do a mock through order here. So I'm going to order a couple of these devices. Just type in the quantity, hit add. You'll see here at the top that starts calculating your basket for all the items that you've added. So you can scroll through here. You'll see items for like Telefonica for regions for the Europe, Asia, Africa. You're going to have different harnesses, pretty much anything in here that you're looking to order through GeoTab. So we'll go through and we'll order some more harnesses. We'll select more info, add a few more devices here. This calculates here at the top. To check out, it's as simple as clicking on the checkout button. And then this is going to bring you to your order information screen. This is where you're going to fill out the rest of information about your order. To start things off, you do have to put in a purchase order number or the RMA number. You do have to type in something here. It's not specific to anything particular. It's just for mainly your reference number or once again the RMA number. You can have a reference, promo code. Something to note as well is that this is going to be the default rate plan that you like the devices to be on. The standard here is for Pro mode, but you can select down, you can select whichever rate plan you'd like it to default plug in once you plug the device in. Next, you're going to have comments for your packing slip. If you have certain notes you want to put in for your packing slip for whoever this may be going to, you have an internal notes comments. So these are going to be for notes for us as GeoTab to know kind of what's going on with your order if you have something specific you'd like us to note about. We have email CC. This is if you would like this order to go out to someone other than yourself. Once you complete this order, you will get an email confirmation. Next, we're going to move on to shipping information. From right here, you can select who you would like to ship to by clicking on select. You'll see here, this is going to populate a list of customers in your account. You can select any one of these above. You can also have a local pickup, whether it's in the United States or Canada. At the very top here, you're going to have new. So if you have a new shipping location you'd like to send to that maybe you haven't previously shipped to, you can fill out this information and send it from there. For now, we're going to select Tyler. Now, one of the new features is you also have this assign to button. So shipping to is where the devices are going to be delivered to, or assign to are going to be the devices that they are assigned to. Let's say you're shipping to an installer, but these are assigned to a particular customer, then you can set those options here. In this case, I'm going to select Tyler again. Nice. So once you have the who's getting shipped to, who it's assigned to, the next is going to be your recap of your product information. And this is just going to recap what you're ordering, the quantities that you're ordering, and then the total price of these items. Shipping costs are here as well. So you have standard, which is just ground shipping. Selecting the options down, you'll see we also have priority shipping, which is expedited shipping. Please note that even though this is expedited shipping, it does take some time for your order to process and whatnot. So please note that when you're addressing shipping costs. Once you're finished there, you'll go to complete my order. And this will then allow you to either place your order or save it for a later date. If you need to confirm with someone later on, this will just save your order under saved orders. Once you have placed your order, we can also view that in order history. Order history is going to be a great place to see any open orders you have or past orders. There are 3 different stages for the orders. There are pending. So you'll see we have a pending production, we have in production, and then we have complete and shipped. You do have some filter options here if you're looking for a specific order or for a specific period of time that you're looking for or a certain customer. By selecting an order, you can just click on this order and click View Order Info. And this will pull up some more order information or information about your order, more or less. You'll see here you have the order number, who it's shipped to, who it's assigned to, as well as you'll see right here, this is where your tracking and shipping information would be. By clicking on that, it's going to pull up your tracking number. You can also request information about this order if you wanted to open up some sort of support ticket or inquiry to see what's going on with this order itself. Well, the next thing I'd like to go into is device admin, and that's going to be under devices, device admin. This is the one area where you'd go to manage your devices. This allows you to see status of your devices as well as warranty and other general information. The first place to start here is in the options button to filter down which devices you'd like to see. If you know the serial number of the devices or multiple you'd like to look up, you can put upwards of 3,000 different serial numbers in here to search for those items. You can also go through whether it's comments filter or purchase filter or even just the device filter plans. For example, we'll look at devices that are on Pro Plus. Once you're done filtering out your options, you're going to click on Look Up Devices. And this is going to populate all the devices with the certain search criteria that you filled in. So you do have a bunch of options up here. Once you select a handful of devices, these buttons are going to activate. From this screen, you can change the plans of these devices. You can just by simply selecting devices, click Change Plans. You can open up a window to allow you to change the device plan of whatever you'd like to see fit, whether it's Pro, Regulatory Mode, which used to be HOS. You can also suspend and terminate the devices, but please note that if you terminate the devices, they cannot be reactivated. So just to note that again, if you do terminate a device, they cannot be reactivated. You can also export this information into Excel. If you'd like to, further dive into what's going on with the devices or be able to better organize what's going on with them, you can also click on Edit Devices, and this allows you to add comments to the set devices you've selected, apply a promo code, or assign them to a customer, or unassign them from a customer. To assign them to a customer, at the very bottom here, you'd select Assign All Devices to a Customer below, and this will allow you to choose which customer you'd like them to be assigned to. Next, I'd like to jump into active tracking. So you can select these devices to have active tracking turned on. Just please note that in doing so, you're going to automatically put these devices into the Pro Plus plan. You also have a beta firmware program. If you'd like to put these devices on the beta program, please note that there are terms and conditions you'll need to go through to understand what's going on with that. If you select only one device, you can pull up the device timeline for that individual device. This is really useful for troubleshooting as well as kind of seeing the history of this device. So you can see here, you can see when the device was activated. We can see things of when the device plan was changed. You can scroll down, you can see a lot of information about this device's history. So it's a great place for understanding kind of what's going on if you're running into an issues with the device. Yes, well, next thing I'd like to do is show you how to create a new user within MyAdmin. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to sign out. And from here, you're going to see you have a create an account option. This allows you to create a user for any account. So you can type in the customer name, email address. Please note with password, we do have a very strict password policy procedure. We here at GeoTab take security very seriously. So you'll need to follow the password, make sure it contains these options down below. And then please note that your account type should be selected as reseller. Next, we're going to jump into billing. So that's going to be located under billing, and we're going to jump into product pricing for hardware. So it's going to be under billing, product pricing. And this is going to give you information about all the different hardware that we carry here at GeoTab. At the top here, you'll be able to select categories or select, you have a search feature if you know the exact product you're looking for here. But this kind of gives you a better layout of not only the cost to you, but the recommended cost to your customer. Obviously, that's at your own discretion, whatever price you'd like to set. We just like to set an MSRP so you have an idea of what we recommend. But as you can see here, we have a full list of products, anything from Go devices, harnesses, you name it. Everything you would see here is under this product pricing catalog. Next, we're going to jump into monthly billing, and that is going to be for all of your subscription plan billings. So what we can do here is you can select which billing period you would like to see, some advanced options if you want to pull up for individual customers or plan types, and then just simply click lookup once you're done filtering through. Once it's populated, you can also export these into Excel if this is easier for you to manage and organize. But this gives you a lot of information based on the plans and the different regions, the different costs per different plans, as well as a total. Great way to keep organized with all of your monthly billing platforms. Nice. Next, we are going to jump into support. Simple enough. We're going to click on Support Help Desk. Now, within Support Help Desk, this is where you're able to create a new ticket. So by clicking on a new ticket, you're able to select which area you're having an issue with, whether it's My GeoTab, devices, whether it's a hardware issue, a billing issue, as well as MyAdmin, if you have an issue with a MyAdmin order, or as well as other, which is a new feature here within MyAdmin. While selecting OK, it's going to pop up another main issue here for you to indicate what's going on with the current issue you're having. Something to note is that the more information, the better. If you say something like the database is broken, well, that just doesn't really get us very far. We want to solve your problem quickly and easily as possible. That comes down to process of elimination. And the best way to help us with that is by giving us as much information as possible. Also, please note that the steps that you've already taken, we really just want to try to find the root cause of your problem. Next, we're going to jump into RMAs and creating a new RMA request. So something to note with RMAs is you must have a support ticket open to fill out an RMA request. This is just to ensure that the problem with the device, that we go through some sort of troubleshooting process first. If there is no ticket open before that, the RMA will not be approved. We want to make sure that we are addressing the right problem here. We don't do you any favors if this is actually a problem with a harness or a vehicle instead of the actual device. Next thing we're going to get into is admin and account admin. This is where you're going to be able to manage your users. You'll see here, like I said, I'm on a staff account, so we're going to have a lot of different accounts here, but it is fairly simple just to select the user that you'd like to edit their features. Select edit, and this is going to pull up a list of different areas that of roles essentially that they have within MyAdmin. By simply selecting the button that you would like to see active or deactive, you can turn them on and off. There are a plethora of other options here. Like I said before, I am on a staff account. So as an example here, you can see we have many other options available. Things from not allowing users to see monthly billing, viewing documentation, product pricing, even allowing users to order their own products or to administer an RMA process. So lots of options here, something to definitely go through. Next, we're going to jump into this policies and procedures guide. Well, it's something I really want to strongly suggest that you familiarize yourself with this document. It's not only some good information to know, but also has some really crucial information to know. On the left-hand side, you're going to see a handful of topics that we've outlined here, and it's really good information for you as a reseller to know inside and out. Tying this back into the RMA process, you can scroll down here. We can go through the RMA process policy and procedures. We have everything from a sales returns to the general RMA process overview. Something to note is that effective April 27th, 2019, it is no longer necessary to contact Geotab support for approval if the process is a sales return. So resellers can request a sales return of an unused, unopened product that is available for sale in MyAdmin, and the system will issue an RMA number automatically. I strongly recommend you familiarize yourself with all the different areas here, whether it's devices, activation history, monthly billing, etc. Everything I've gone through today is going to be here in this policies and procedures guide, including things like sales agreements, warranty periods, etc. Back to MyAdmin, one other thing I'd like to touch on is you'll see that some things have moved around, as I said before. You'll see billing and pricing, things like that have moved down into the billing section. I believe before we had things in devices and admin. You can also, within MyAdmin, pull reports. So this is a great place to view any reports that you may have pulled within MyAdmin. Everything in here is good for 30 days, and I believe after that it just expires. We also have things like Marketplace, and also noted in devices is you have the device timelines as we've gone through before, but the actual button here, if you wanted to go into just the device timeline, is labeled here. You just input your serial number and be able to pull up that device from there. On top of that, we have that saved orders button as we went through before. And this is going to be the information of the order that we ordered before. You can also, just at the very top here, you can click clear if this is something that you're no longer needing to save your orders for. And I think that's going to wrap up today's overview of MyAdmin. Ben, do we have any questions?
We most definitely do. Thanks, Cameron. Before we get into questions, there's just a couple of things that I would like to point out and re-emphasize here. So, Cameron, you might have shown this already. I just want to emphasize that you can open up a ticket from your order history. So if you already placed an order, you can actually go right in here into the order, just as Cameron is doing right now. And when you go into the order and you view order info, you have that request information. So that is going to open up a ticket. And again, you can do that right from the order, and you don't have to go through the support feature. Another major change that's happened is the way that you would change the plan of a device is in a new place. So that is definitely a major change to be aware of. So it's now done under device admin. This used to be done on a completely separate screen, but we've built it in here to the main device screen, and you can see right there now, change plan. You may have noticed there's been a lot of changes in MyAdmin. There's going to be more changes to come, especially with user registration, which Cameron walked through. That's going to be changing, should be in the next month or two. So this is just sort of where we're at right now. And then I do want to highlight again, so that policies and procedures guide that we looked at a little bit, just how to get there is that you have that question mark at the very top of the screen in MyAdmin. And that's everything that you need to know. Even for the RMA policy and the RMA workflow and how that goes, I cannot stress enough to familiarize yourself with that document. That's going to have everything that you need to know. So with that, we have had a few questions come through here.
I know one thing I did briefly skip over here is I wanted to go over the regional pricing policy guide real quick while Ben gets these questions together. I know after going through MyAdmin, this was a great place for me to see all of the regional pricing plans for all the different regions we support currently, and the cost per plan here. So you have everything from Pro Plus, like regulatory plan, base plan, satellite plans, even Garmin bundles. So depending on which region you're in here, it's going to depend on obviously the pricing. So I just wanted to touch base here. If you're curious about what is the monthly subscription plan for your given region, this will probably be the best place to find that. And once again, I found that under billing, and that's going to be regional pricing policy.
Great, thanks, Cameron. We have had a couple questions come through. The first question is, if the order contains Go devices and rugged devices, can you select a default plan for each product? That is a really good question. So you may recall that when Cameron was showing us how to place an order, we did have to choose a default plan. Now, if you're mixing Go devices and Go ruggeds together in the same order, it's the same plan for both. But you can go back in later and you can change the subscription plan just as we showed you. We also had a question about the shipping costs. We had $35 for standard shipping, $100 for expedited shipping. And the point to be made there is that standard shipping is ground, expedited is 2-day, but it doesn't affect the order processing time. That's still the same. Usually we're able to get orders out within about 2 to 3 days. So just know that that it's still going to take the same amount of time for the order to process. I did want to highlight, and actually, Cameron, stay right there, because I wanted to show that new feature that you briefly went over with Ship To and Assign To. So this is a new feature, and the example Cameron gave, if, for example, you're shipping to an installer, but you can assign it to the actual end user who you're going to be billing. This is a huge improvement over what it is before, where the ship to company would then be assigned that company within your billing, and you'd have to go back and adjust it. So this should make everyone's lives significantly easier, we're hoping. And it looks like that's about all the questions that we have received today. So I'll say, Cameron, once again, thank you so much for joining us on today's Tuesday Talk and for presenting. Thanks, everyone, for attending, and I hope you all have a great day.